advocating for?
I'm advocating for lowering your future taxes or your taxes now. I'm advocating for spending only $5 trillion a year instead of $7 trillion a year. I'm advocating for health, wealth, love, and peace of mind in your life, Necro.
Gotcha. So from what I take, what are your views on the Epstein files? Do you think Trump should release them?
I think a lot of people in the Epstein files should be worried about those files being released, but I don't think it's Donald Trump as the primary. I think Bill Clinton, Bill Gates are, two of the most wealthy, powerful people who are most likely concerned about those files being released. But I think anybody photographed with Jeffrey Epstein is potentially compromised, and there's so many photos of Trump with Epstein that he's potentially compromised, but no actual evidence. Now, if they're redacting his name out of files, I think a lot of this is to protect American prestige and reputation. But Jeffrey Epstein most definitely was up to no good, and same with Ghislaine. That's why she's in jail. So, this is, in my opinion, espionage, and it's very serious offense, and America's reputation is on the line here for being okey-doked by Jeff, if that's what he was doing, which is most likely what he was doing. But nonetheless, welcome to the world of realpolitik, where honey traps may be employed by intelligence agencies to blackmail and control people, so we keep spending $2 trillion more than we collect a year in tax revenue.
Yeah, well, I mean, I really wanted to know, though. I mean, I understand, our reputation having leaders who are criminals in office is kind of a problem. And it's why I'm not a Democrat or a Republican, is because both parties are protecting people who do not represent the average American, people who can commit a crime and, never go to prison. And that was the one thing I knew about Trump, is that he was never going to go to prison, in spite of all the indictments against him. But I take it with that. It's I believe that the American people, it's why the American people deserve to know of the victims of Epstein. I think that, we have every right to that, just like we have rights to all the crimes that the FBI withheld. And so, to me, it's kind of important that Trump, if he's not a criminal, to be able to clear his name. And so, if I have a person who is against him doing that, it's kind of difficult for me to want to donate to somebody like that.
Well, I would just say that, using your imagination with regards to potential Trump crimes, I think it's not going to really get you anywhere, because you just have, can you give me any information whatsoever about Trump's alleged crimes that are 100% certain, Necro?
Well, I know, on the place where he has been charged, and where they have been able to pursue the charges that have been put against him, he's actually been pretty bad. What was his name? He now owes Eugene Carroll over $90 million for defamation and for sexual assault. He lost the second case about 2 weeks ago.
Eugene Carroll, she's got nothing to do with Epstein, correct, Necro?
Yeah, right. But it still is for you. You asked me, what is it that Trump? Do I have evidence of any sort of offenses Trump has committed where it's been proven in court? And yeah. He's actually literally the first president who's a convicted felon. Granted, it was the way. I felt the same way about. I wasn't around when Bill Clinton had the Monica Lewinsky scandal, but I felt the same way about that and Stormy Daniels. Really, it's
So, Necro, can I just say this? I appreciate your concern with the behavior
of the candidates that you support. I can tell you that John Kitover has never been on the Epstein logs. He's never been accused of these salacious allegations that any of these people have. So considering this is so important to you and he's got such an impeccable record when it comes to his character, are you going to be giving today? We're asking for a minimum contribution of $3.50. That's $3.50 as a minimum contribution. Are you prepared to do that right now, right this moment?
I'm definitely not prepared. So.
Can we prepare you to do this?
I mean, for one, like I said, would like closure about whether or not he would be in favor of demanding that Trump release the Epstein files.
John?
Thomas Massey is putting forth legislation with regards to that, and he's bringing out victims of Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine, and he's doing communication with them. Necro, I can easily create a tweet and say, release the Epstein files now. We demand justice. Necro, give $1 to the campaign to elect John Kitover. I would be willing to do that, but Necro, I'm just a guy in Illinois with, very limited resources. To get the DOJ to release this information, which are national secrets, Necro, you might be asking too much of the campaign to elect John Kitover at this current time.
Yeah.
Yeah, hold on. Can I just jump into, there's something in the chat, and this is where, this is how rumors get started. There's a rumor that John's got a boat called the Amistad. Let me just set the record straight. John has a boat called the Lady Hawk, and somebody jokingly renamed it the Amistad. That is not the name of John Kitover's boat. He would never name his boat that. He has a name for his boat. It's called the Lady Hawk, and you're welcome to come and jump on the boat if you want to come to the campaign party that kicks off at the end of this month.
John, I want to know, you said it's been said that you were not on Epstein Island, but I want to know, do you have love in your life? And if you are elected to Congress, will there be a lovely lady, will there be a potential Mrs. Kitover to be standing by you holding the Bible as you are sworn in?
That would be awesome. I would love to meet a woman who loves, politics, loves her country, loves the Bible, loves the.
You know who that describes. Right now, I don't think she's free, but particular Scarlett with 2 T's would be a perfect addition. Classy woman, very patriotic, loves Jesus, but right now I think she's taken.
Well, the way that Brad described her today, I'm not sure, I'm going to be that attracted to Scarlett with 2 T's. But I also believe that she's married and has a family, so I think she's out of the running. But I will keep my eye peeled for more beautiful flowers who want to fall in love with a congressional candidate.
All right, let's go to Moose. Moose, you have an opportunity here to change history, to reverse the trend of government spending and government borrowing. Are you prepared to help John Kitover help us?
I'm going to take the 5th.
Okay, you're going to drink a 5th. And once you've done that, we would like to ask for a donation. Humbly, we're asking for a minimum of $3.50.
And I will match you dollar for dollar. So every dollar you give to the campaign today, up to $1,000, I will match you.
Can we do a quick little math question? If you raise $1,000 tonight and you were to match it by $1,000, how many dollars would that be, John?
That would be $2,000 in the campaign to elect John Kitover checking account.
And where would that money go? How would that be spent wisely to make sure that you can get on the ballot and run for office and help us reduce this debt?
Well, the first step is getting the required number of signatures, which you've identified as about 600 today, which is not a lot of signatures. But however, because every signature has to be absolutely guaranteed to be a valid signature, you may need 2,000 signatures or 3,000 signatures or even 5,000 signatures to confirm that you have enough to get on the primary ballot in March. So that money...
So, John, one of the things that I'll do for you is get the voter information for you, and what we'll do is we'll sort through the super voters, the ones that vote in every election, and then that way the door knocking campaign, instead of knocking every door, we'll just knock the doors of people that show up for every election. So then at very least we know that they're a voter, we know that they live in the district, and we know that they're likely to show up. The super voters are who we're going to target.
It's fantastic. I speak to a lot of people who claim they have a list or they got the Excel sheet. I've never seen it yet in many years of talking to people who claim they have a list.
Easily accessible. I will get it for you.
Now, some of you may not like me because I have vigorously debated in your rooms or I've recorded you without your consent, but all I can say is give $1 to this campaign and I ask you for your forgiveness and I atone for my sins of hitting the live stream button and recording you maybe with or without your permission. I am sorry. I hope that this atonement and this ask to be forgiven is received genuinely because it's genuinely given. I just feel like, hitting a live stream button and putting it on Instagram, YouTube, X, or other platforms, as an American who thinks that we are in a crisis, a fiscal crisis, a cultural crisis, it was my duty as a patriotic American to record you and your rooms. I'm sorry if you don't like that, but that's the way I feel.
I got a quick question. Like, if you make it to the debate stage, are you going to say acts? Are you going to stress it like that on the debate stages, or are you going to act like you got some sense?
I probably will say ask, even though because I say ask so much, every time I say ask, I am tempted to ask as opposed to ask.
Yeah, that probably won't do you no good. I hope you say ask.
I can also say this. I ran for junior class president when I was at the Citadel, the military college of South Carolina, and I did not win that election. And the after action ready review was, if I had gone up on stage and acted professional, kind, and intelligent, I definitely would have won. Instead, I cracked a joke and I lost the election. So, the best communication is sincere, authentic, and intelligent communication. And I promise you that I will work my hardest, even though I like to be a comedian and crack jokes. I will work my hardest and be as professional as I can be over the next August, September, October, November, December, next 8 months until the primary. And if we get on the primary, if we get on the ballot in March, that's a huge victory because it's extremely challenging getting to the actual voters in the booth where my name is on there and they can vote John Kitover. It's very difficult to do it. I can't stress enough how difficult it is, even with only 600 signatures, which is nothing, but it's still incredibly difficult because the Chicago and Illinois GOP will spend many tens of thousands of dollars trying to actively deny me access to the ballot.
The next fundraiser room you have, whatever between here and there, if you can control yourself and not say acts, I would donate $50 in the next room. If you can show some discipline and self-control, I will donate to the campaign.
What if he can get through till the top of the hour without saying it?
No, that's not good enough. No.
All right. I tried.
Donations with conditions are known as bribes.
Hey, I've been hearing a lot of bribery shit going on in this room, so be it. I heard him say he's gonna delete videos for donations, so be it.
How many videos do I get for $120?
Oh, did you name yourself after a shit you speak for?
I'll do a search and I'll see what there's a lot of Jay Breska videos on YouTube that I have put up.
No, do not delete them. Send them to me.
So I'm just wondering, in my 5 years of recording Clown House, how many of you actually gone and watched my YouTube and had a laugh or have kept tabs or integrated? Because a lot of this is a neural network, and I feel like by doing all this uploading into YouTube and replatforming it, you are like networked in a way with me. And that's one of the reasons why I've decided to do this.
Yeah, man, I've commented along with your shows, like from Instagram to YouTube, dude. I've been here for years. I showed you your rooms up. I agreed with you.
Well, let me ask you this. What's your name? John Kitover? How did you find this program?
Clubhouse?
What?
I found Clubhouse because I went to a domain name convention. I used to own thousands of domain names, and one of the ones that I owned was marijuanabusiness.com. And so I met a guy at a party. He says, "What do you do?" I said, "Oh, I own a bunch of websites. I'm a webmaster. I own marijuanabusiness.com." And he said, "Well, I own marijuanadelivery.com." I said, "Oh my God, my domain would be perfect for your business." So he invited me to this app, and his name is Todd Ryan. He still uses the app occasionally, and he does X Spaces where he talks about venture capital, domain name, web development, startup, and startup information. And so that's why I'm here on Clown House.
Interesting. So, how long into the program's opening were you early in here, or did you find it recently, or I don't even know when this thing was found.
I think I came on in March of 2020 or November of 2020, somewhere around there.
Okay, so
May 21, and you have your venture capitalism. So I know you're rocking and rolling with that at least a year later.
so what about the marijuana industry kept you coming? Like, what was the tie?
No, it's not the marijuana industry. It's just the app, had so many different, topics. Like I would go into the venture capital rooms a lot. I would go into a lot of comedy rooms, like Freddie Roosevelt and the Roosevelt or whatever it is. I've just been listening to and recording Clown House for many, many years now on Instagram and YouTube. Over 20,000 plus videos on YouTube and over 20,000 plus videos on Instagram, and
Wow,
50, 60,000 posts on X.
Content from here?
I'm approaching that stage across YouTube, across about 30 different YouTube accounts.
Wow. Well, I have a question for you. And no offense to anyone, there's not an offensive thing, but I'm asking you because you're one of the few that is not quote black. Why do you think there's so many quote black people on this program as opposed to other races?
I don't know the actual breakdown, but I think African Americans are very social and they love comedy. They love creating content. They love entertainment just in the same way that Motown or, American history. I think they're just extremely social and creative people. And this app is a great place to be social, political, and creative.
Okay, but have you noticed that there are little, I don't want to make enemies, but have you noticed a little bit of bias towards our own, or towards people that are not in their racial demographic?
Yeah, racial identity politics is real. It's a form of politics, and they're more than entitled to do performative racial identity politics. But I think if you're intelligent and you recognize it as politics, you won't take it personally.
Right, and I don't. But I'm just, I'm glad to talk to somebody like you, because I have no one to ask. Everyone's predominantly black here, which is not a problem at all. But I just try to figure out these answers, because I've never known a program that was predominantly black. And I've been doing live chat and video since 1995 on that player. I've been in the chat scene, and I've never seen a program that is mostly black. And I don't have a problem with it, I'm just asking about it. sound.
Yeah.
I mean,
Next question.
Mojo, well, you didn't answer my first question when it came in. Did you name yourself after the Shakey's Pizza potato wedges, seasoned potato wedges? Or how did you come up with that?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You never heard of Shakey's Pizza?
No, I'm not fat.
One doesn't mean the other. That's Shakey's Pizza. They have the most delicious potatoes you ever tried in your life. Well, you never tried them.
Nope, I'm not fat.
You don't have to be fat to eat a Mojo.
Noelle, welcome to the stage.
Hi. You know what? I never thought you were fat.
Yeah, next profiling me. He's like, I must have got my name after a pizza joint or something. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, but well, some people like that might be in California on the West Coast know what I'm talking about. It's Shakey's Pizza. They have pizza, chicken, and Mojos. The Mojos are the.
Are they paying you for this? Because the way you're like,
Yeah.
I'm getting
you know
like.
what I mean? Like the way you're going on is giving sponsors.
Really?